Hello everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Hello Graveyard Talkers, and welcome to another episode of Graveyard Talking. I'm your host Randy, and today we're going to be doing a series throughout the summer, Spirit Box talking of my relatives or those who are close to me. Some of the videos, remember I was telling you about Leanne and we were going to go to her father's gravesite where we are now. I should probably in the beginning here, I did a little B-roll on his gravesite. He's actually buried right here in front of me that you can't see. We're sitting in the roadway. And so, as I've said before, I should have been born in Missouri because I have to have absolute proof. And I'm hoping today Chris can give us that absolute proof. So, Leanne's father was named Chris Theisen, and right next to Chris, right here, to the left is her sister and his daughter Donna. Donna died in 2010. Chris died in 1997 at about 46 years of age. And Donna was, how old was Donna? 34, somewhere in that neighborhood. And so while we're visiting all the other spirits, the ghosts of all the other people we don't know, here we know these two. We know what answers we can expect to get. And with me, I've got a list. Oh, if I can hold it up here. I've got a list of things that I expect to hear from Chris. Now, what I'll do is when I edit this back at the factory, I don't know, put it up here somewhere, so that when I'm talking to Chris, or we're talking to Chris, if we get any responses, we can see whether or not he brings up any of the items, such as the thing was the month he was born. He was an amateur radio operator, so he had a specific way of saying his call sign. And the other things, the name of his dog, his daughter's name, his wife's name, that he was amateur radio, what I did for a living at the time he died, which was a truck driver, my ex-wife's name, the name of the trailer park we lived in, his dog, what kind of dog he had and what was the dog's name, stuff that only I and Leanne would know what they are. You know, we can go to some place and I can talk to somebody and I can say, hey, did you have a dog? And the spirit box comes back with a voice and says yes. And I say, well, what was the dog's name? And he says, Duke. I have no idea. But if he comes back with the right name, we'll know it. So we don't know how this is going to go. It could go bad, could go good. We might not hear anything. It's all depending whether Chris wants to talk to us or not. And we know that in one video, that we do believe that it was Chris's voice who come through that said, hey, bud. And hey, bud was how Chris always referred to me. Say, hey, bud, how you doing? Never called me by my first name that I can recall. So I'm going to stop the video right here, and then we're going to take up. And the only reason I'm going to stop it is because I got to put the phone on airplane mode so people don't call in on us. So with that, stand by, and we're going to do a spirit box session trying to get a hold of the spirit of Chris Theisen and or Donna Theisen. We got the cell phone because that's what I use my iPhone cell phone, and we've got it in airplane mode so no one's going to bother us by calling in. and cutting the video out like it's happening in so many other places. And so we're going to start the session now. We are at Michigan Memorial Park in Flat Rock, Michigan. So to all the spirits, sir, my name is Randy. With me is Leanne. We are trying to get a hold of the spirits of Chris Theisen and Donna Theisen. I would ask you, I know you all have stories to give out, stories to tell, and I would ask you for today, would you please hold back on your comments to me? I know you're going to talk behind me, but I really want to hear the voices, the spirits of Chris and Donna come through. So with that, we're going to start the spirit box session. Chris or Donna, are either one of you, hang on, I hit the wrong button here. Are either one of you two here? And unfortunately, I forgot to set the spirit box up, so I'm going to have to set the spirit box up. Alrighty, so we're ready to go. Chris or Donna, are either one of the two of you here?
One. I like Mark. Run. Do it.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk directly to Chris. Chris, sitting here with Leanne. If you're here, Chris, we would really like to talk to you. Are you in the mood to talk to us today?
And you.
So I heard two things in the beginning. I heard Randy, and then just towards at the end, I heard Chris. So Chris, I heard yes, rather. And you know, one of the things that I've come to the conclusion on is in the videos that I did at Gettysburg, both male and female sounding spirits come through, and I don't think it matters for them whether that the voice that comes through, the electronic voice that comes through, is either a girl or a guy. I think that they're going to grab whatever voice they can. So Chris, if you're with us today, can you give us a word? Can you tell us something that we will know it's actually you? Something that myself or Leanne would only know. So I heard Charlie in there. So we know Charlie was one of the friends me and Leanne were just talking about it. So Chris, can you tell us the month that you were born? Do you hear anything? I didn't hear anything. All right, Chris, you were born on, you shared your birthday with something else. What day was your birthday? What other day was special? So if you hear it, go ahead and say it. You know, if you hear something, because I'm not hearing anything. So we also know, Chris, I know, your daughter knows, you're an amateur radio operator. Can you tell us what your call sign was, or any of the words that you used, the phonetic sounding that you used to use for it? So there were four, there was a number and 3 words that you used. Can you tell us any of those number and or 3 of the words that you used to use when you were on the radio giving your call sign?
Terrifying.
All right. So we're not hearing anything. I'm not hearing anything that would say, yeah, that was Chris or that's Donna. You know, Donna, you can pop in here and say something if you'd like to say anything. Okay, I'm not hearing anything. Chris, what did you do for a hobby? And we know what you did for the hobby, but what activity did you like to do? What was your favorite thing to do for your hobby that you and I were involved in? There's a particular mode. What particular mode did you like?
Run.
I heard everybody talking. So I don't know if that means that everybody here in the cemetery is talking. So I'll ask the spirits again, spirits, if you would hold back on your crosstalk or trying to get a hold of me, trying to get my attention, so I could just talk to the spirit of Chris Theisen. Chris, what in your hobby? You only had one hobby, and the hobby that you and I were both involved in. What was the mode of our hobby that you enjoyed?
It's about
All right. So when you, and of course we'll listen. I'll listen when I'm editing this because I do believe sometimes what they'll do is the information will come out and we can't hear it here. It's either really low or just there's noise around that stops us from hearing it. But we will listen as I'm editing it. I turn the volume up really high so that I can hear even the lowest responses that come through. So Chris, you would talk all over the world. What's that called? What is it called when you're talking all over the world? Not here in America, but you're talking to every other country outside of North America. What's it called?
like normally.
I heard call sign in there. Mm-hmm. So I heard call sign. Chris, can you tell me your call sign? So I heard radio, and a bit ago we heard call sign. And Chris had a very unique call sign of the day. I do not believe, I don't know, Lee, maybe you agree with me, that the government would give out that call sign today?
No.
Very unique call sign. And with the climate of today's political climate, there's no way in the world. I think if he still had that call sign, I think the government would probably have recalled it. But, and I know that they stopped using it. They took it back for the people who had it after he did. When he passed away, that call sign was assigned to somebody else after so many years. And then I know that the government says no longer available. So let's try her again, Chris. Can you tell us the call sign either phonetically or as it was on your license?
I just felt
I know what I heard. What'd you hear?
King.
Okay. I thought I heard K, but we'll listen to it and see. If it was King, that is part of the phonetics that he would do. You want to try it again, Chris? Now that time I thought I heard King. So, and then while we're going through this, I'm not going to say it here, but I'll put it up. You'll have that little sheet there, and you'll see what the responses are that I would expect to hear. Chris, can you tell me your wife's name? Can you tell me your wife's name?
Grandmother.
So let me ask you this, Chris. Next to you is your daughter. Are you with Donna in the spirit world? Are you with Donna in the spirit world?
Stare. Cold. Long time ago. Upstairs.
Okay. Are you aware, Chris, that Donna is buried next to you?
I'm stuck. We move it.
And Chris, can you tell me what year Donna passed away? You're going to have to hang on a second because spirits are messing with my video, with my audio. All right, Chris, can you tell me what year Donna passed away? What year was Donna buried next to you? Just give me the last two numbers. The last two numbers of the year. All right, Chris, and how old were you when you passed away? Do you remember? How old were you? Heard something years. All right, let's move on from here. Chris, can you tell us the name of the company that you worked for when you passed away?
Something I'm
So I'm not sure, but I thought I heard something about the kind of car I drove. So, which is kind of funny because Leanne and I was talking about that on the way up here. What kind of car did you drive? Can you tell me what kind of car that you drove? Your pickup?
Mm-hmm.
I heard pickup, but I thought it said gold pickup, and that wouldn't be right. I don't think it was gold.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't gold, Chris. What color was your pickup? Can you tell me the color of the pickup truck you had, Chris, when you passed away? You just bought it not too long before then. maybe about a year old, I think. What color was it?
You have.
Hear a lot of the airplanes out of Metro Airport flying above. Chris, what is my name? What is my name? And besides my name, what is it that you normally call me? Let me let that airplane go just a little bit. Chris, what is my name? Okay, no, not Stanley. And what is it you used to call me? You never called me by my first name for the most part. What is it you used to call me when you seen me? All right, well, I don't think we're doing too good today. So, what else do we have on there? Let me turn that sideways so I can see it. All right, Chris. What did I used to do for a living? What did I used to do for a living? Run somewhere. Well, I went out one time and you went with me. You remember going with me? Do you remember where we went? And what mode of transportation did we go in?
Well.
You remember that night we were coming home and we were right by the exit where we were going to get off, and that guy come up alongside us? What did you do? Do you remember what you did that night?
About
Nothing. Oh, you did more than nothing. Trailer park. Chris, you lived in a trailer park. What was the name of the city, which is the same name as your trailer park? What city was that? All right, not hearing much of anything there. Okay, so Chris, you had a dog. What kind of dog did you had? What kind of dog did you have, and what was its name? Alrighty, well those were all the questions that I had. And I think really the only thing we got him talking about was really this pickup truck. We'll have to listen to see whether or not the name of the manufacturer come through, whether or not the color came through. I didn't hear. So Chris or Donna, is there anything else you'd like to say to us?
You know.
Did you hear Dolly?
I heard Dolly.
Okay.
All right, so we did hear Dolly. So that is the name of Chris's wife. So anything else you'd like to say, Chris?
Christy?
What was that?
Christy?
Christy. All right, Christy. We'll listen to that. If that Christy was what came out, that's the name of his oldest daughter. I heard street.
I did too.
So what was the name of the street you lived on, Chris? I heard mobile home. So I heard mobile home. So you had a mobile home. You lived on a street that, and the address. The address was, I used to kid you about the address so you wouldn't forget the address. Can you tell me, are you able to tell me any of the numbers in the address, or maybe the address itself and the street? Get equal time. Who do you want? Do you want me to give Donna equal time? Is that what you're saying? I would. All right, so let's ask Donna. Donna, what was the street that you lived on in the mobile home, or the address?
Went upstairs. Get it?
So let's just do it this way. What was the first number in your address? I heard simple. It was a simple number. What was the last number in the address? Wasn't 4. Boy, the volume just keeps going down here today. All right, we'll try her again, Donna. What was the name of the street that you lived on? Okay, and now I don't remember the guy's name, but without Leanne saying it, she's going to know who I'm talking about. The guy I didn't like that was always staying at the house. He's passed away now. Donna, I don't remember his name. I think I do, but I'm not sure I remember his name. Can you tell me the guy that was at the house that I made no beans about that I did not like? What was his name?
That's true.
I thought something and slow right. And it something.
All right, I don't remember his name. What was his name?
Richie.
Richie, that was his name. Individual I did not care for. So I don't, did you hear it there or not? No, I didn't hear it either, but we'll listen. We'll listen and see whether or not we hear it down underneath. So we're running right close to a half an hour. We heard some responses. I don't know. Lee? No, not really. I don't think we've heard enough to be convinced that Chris and Donna is talking to us. But what we'll do, we'll let this run for about a minute. I'm just going to let the spirit box run. And Chris or Donna, if you have anything that you'd like to say, I'll put it up here. But for about the next minute, I'm going to put on my glasses here so I can see the timer. So for about the next minute, we'll let this run, and then you can say anything to us, to any of the other spirits that you would like to say.
So, the sound was you know things that work. Steps were
Okay, I'm going to stop it there because I heard a couple of things. I heard Lee right in the beginning, and then I also heard they're holding me back. And then I thought I heard desperate to talk to you, but we won't know until I listen to the audio. So Chris, are there forces telling you not to talk to us?
she
Chris?
just
Is someone forcing you, holding you back from talking to us? Is there some reason that you cannot talk to us or you're not allowed to talk to us? All right, so we're going to let it run for about another minute here to make up for when I broke in. So Chris and Donna, anything you'd like to say, you can go ahead and say it now.
and you come up with I just felt it. About the image.
All right, so I did hear Bud in there one time towards the end there, but nothing. Lee, what do you think? No, nothing really. So I don't know why. But I did hear. We'll have to double check. I did hear something that I thought I heard. He said he was desperately wanted to talk to her, but something was holding him back, and it was all very, very low. Didn't sound like him, as I said before in the one video that I did in early spring. Definitely heard his voice. There was no doubt that what was coming through was his voice. And unfortunately today, it doesn't seem like it worked out. So Chris, would it be okay if sometime in the future, maybe when you're willing to talk or able to talk, that we come back? Well, I heard Grandma and I heard she's assassinated. I hope not. I hope not. And what I did hear was one at a time in the beginning. So I'll listen to that and see if when I said it was all right if we come back, it said Chris said one at a time. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe with Leanne here, maybe it's too much for Chris. Maybe that's what he means. So
I did
we'll
have a
try
question for Donna, though. Is there anything that you'd like to say to me? This is for Donna, not you, Dad. Donna.
My
So, no. Play. Had that's all. That's just and different. So,
Anything?
I heard chicken.
I didn't hear chicken, but I heard I miss you.
Did you?
I heard I miss you. It'll sound like I miss you. And then you want anything you want to say to your dad? Or we cover pretty
I
much?
think we covered most of it, yeah.
Did he have a nickname for you?
Mm-mm.
No? Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Let's try this. And then after I do it, we'll see whether or not I remembered right. Chris, one more and the final question to you for today. Did you have a nickname? Did you have a nickname for Leanne? We really like one answer, Chris, that would really give us a definite answer whether we're actually talking to you and Donna. I think you had a nickname for Leanne. I'll say it to her after this question. Again, Chris, did you have a nickname for Leanne? And if you did, what was it?
No.
She knows? She says she doesn't. All right. Lily.
Mm-hmm.
You remember now? Lily. Like Lily. Lily. So I don't know if it was in there. We'll listen. And we'll go from there. So we have nothing more for Chris or for Chris and Donna. I hope we hear something that will lead us that was really them. Because if not, I don't know. So because this whole series that I'm going to be doing this summer are from people that I know the answers. What a better way to prove that there is life after death, that there is a spirit. You become a spirit after death, than to have the spirits come to you and say, "Hey, bud," say, "Lily, these are answers that no one else could come up with," or that the dog's name was Nicky, and Nicky was a hot dog type dog. What do they call that dog? I don't know what they call it, but the hot dog type dogs. Dachshund. And what a better way for him to pop up and say that in the background, when we're talking to him. But I won't really know until we listen to it. There are some things that come through, but I thought they were more generic than they were right on. Like I thought I heard Donna say, "I love you." I thought I heard Chris said he was desperately wanting to talk to him, but he's being held back. So I don't know. So we'll find out. So with that, thank all the spirits here at Michigan Memorial Cemetery. I want to apologize for this going on so long, but I think it was important that we got it out. And who knows, if we hear something that we think fits the bill, we'll come back. That be all right with you, Chris and Donna, if we come back?
It's strong.
I heard go ahead if it pleases you. So with that, we'll say, may all the spirits and Chris and Donna rest in peace. And to all yous who are all yous, there's my father's talking coming out on me again. To all of you who are following me along on my journey, remember, it's not what I have to say, not even what Leanne has to say. It's what the spirits here have to say. It's what Donna and Chris has to say that matters. We sincerely hope that we have talked to them. We know sometimes they just don't want to talk or they can't talk. They could be trying to protect Lee, because I did hear in there one at a time. So with that, I will see all of you on the next one.